Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Thelma's Creations and More, where you can find me here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Today I am going to do the first series of the Alphabet Challenge that is hosted by Susie's Craftroom here on YouTube. In the description I will link her YouTube video which will describe the challenge for you in more detail. I'm just going to give you a short gist, a short summary of it. Basically, she is challenging anybody that wants to accept her challenge to use a list that she is typing up that you can pick an item from there of the alphabet letter that you're on. Since this is my first video, it will be the letter A, right? So she sent me the list, or I saw the list, and I chose to do animals, right, with the letter A. So this is, pardon, those are my parents. They're talking through FaceTime to my niece and nephew. So of course, you're gonna hear them, and that's fine. Did you hear that? That's my dad's impression of being a dinosaur, because my nephew's into dinosaurs. Anyway, normal household. Letter A, I chose animals, and I will be using... Now you're gonna get serenaded. Oh, you're just gonna love the background noise. Anyway, I'm going to be using items from Vintage Autumn Garden, a kit by That's Just Penny, to do this project. So, to do my project that I'm going to do, actually my 3 little projects, because part of the challenge is that you do 3 items, whatever you choose, in 30 minutes. Okay, so I chose animals. I chose to work with pieces from the Vintage Autumn Garden from That's Just Penny. And to complete what I'm going to do, I will be using scissors. I will be using distress ink, my little distressing tool, some lace, some glue, some Tombow Mono glue, my favorite, some fabric tack that I keep in here, which is another type of glue, a circle, I was going to say a hole, a circle, what is this? Oh my gosh, a circle punch. I was going to say a circle hole punch, but you get it. And of course, this is my fabric scissors that I use. I'm going to be using a little mini scoreboard and a stylus. So, let's get started. Now, somewhere I had my timer, but the video, my phone is keeping track. So right now we are at 3 minutes, so starting now. Okay, so this is what I'm going to need, and let me show you what I'll be working with. Like I said, it's called Vintage Autumn Garden by That's Just Penny, and I'm going to be working with this. This is some of the ephemera from, I believe it's her prayer pocket that has the same name, Vintage Autumn Garden. So, what I'll be doing first is cutting them out. I did print them out in cards, on cardstock. Enjoy the background noise, guys. Too funny. Too funny. Anyway, I hope that y'all are having a good day. When Susie was talking to us about the challenge, I said, well, I wasn't sure I was going to participate because I am committed to doing some design team projects, and I'm committed to doing a collab that I am hosting along with Brian from B&D Crafts and More on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So I thought I was I didn't want to be overcommitted, but while thinking about it, I'm going to try to accommodate it into my commitments. So like this will be part of my design team project for That's Just Penny for the month of October, and so I'm gonna incorporate it into Susie's challenge at the same time, because I was blessed enough that, okay, I pulled some of these because I will keep these as scraps, because I know those are pieces I'm looking for all the time. I was fortunate enough, or blessed enough, that her pieces had animals in it, so it's going to work great for what I want to do. So these are the 3 pieces that I will be doing. So this, I think, is supposed to, or she meant it as a journaling card, but I loved it so much that I want to turn it into a pocket. So I'm going to be turning it into a pocket, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So when I do a pocket, yeah, it'll work. When I do a pocket, I like to take whatever size of pocket I want, but on the sides, I always score it on the side, 3 sides, at 1/2 inch. Why do I score it at 1/2 inch? Because that's going to give me room for the pocket, not so much to expand so much, because it's not an accordion fold. And then on the corner, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn on this right here. There we go. On the corner here, I mitered the corner. So basically, where the two, I'm going to turn it around because I think it'll be easier for you to see. Nope, it's not easier. You know what? I'm going to turn this off. There, where the 2 score marks meet, all I basically did was I cut where they intersected. And it's called mitering the corners. I don't know why that term, but that's what it's called. And all I did, so you're taking out where they meet. And the reason you do that is, I'll show you right now. Bone folder, forgot to tell you, if you want to use that. I'm going to just use it to burnish, to fold down, to fold over, to crease, whatever you want to say, the pocket. Ooh, I took too much. Okay, it's going to be a little bit more. Give me 1 second, we can fix that. What I noticed was if I left it at the score mark, I don't know why. Did I move my lamp? I'm working with new lighting, and I'm working out the kinks. See how it's open? Right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of push it in, or bring it more this way, so that the corner will meet and make a corner instead of having a non-corner. There we go. Well, isn't this lovely? You know, we'll fix it. We can fix it, and if we can't fix it, it's like Susie says, at the end of this day, it's just paper and glue. We can throw it away, reprint it, and use it again. So now I'm left with a narrow, right? A narrow pocket. The reason I do the scoring is because this part right here, I will be gluing to the page, right, where I want the pocket. So since it's 1/2 inch, it gives you a room to stuff the pocket around this thickness. Versus if I didn't do it and I put it down on my paper, it would be flatter. So it gives you a little wiggle room. See how much more space it gives you in there? Right there. So you can stuff 2 or 3 tags or items in there, versus if you glue it straight down. So now I'm going to put that down. I'm going to take my distress ink and kind of just go over the edges, and I'll show you the difference with and without the distress ink. I don't know why, to me it looks so dark, but I have noticed that now I need to start wearing my glasses when I'm crafting. Oh, you can tell the difference. So it's just me and my eyes. It's darker here versus no distress ink. and you do it just so that it could be darker. If you don't have a distress ink and a distressing tool, before I had this, I would use a crayon. You rub it on the side. You could use a marker. You can use, you know, a Sharpie. It will be black instead of brown. You know, you can improvise. So now I think, will this work? Let me check. Yes, I'm going to be using a hole punch to make a little notch, and a notch is like a half circle on top of the pocket. The reason you do that, it's sometimes when you put it on, let's say I'm going to put it on this page, right? When you don't make a notch, it stays a straight line. Sometimes depending, let's say I put it there, see how it blends in? Right? If you bring it up closer, you can see that there's a paper here and a paper there. But now look at the difference, because I did the little notch. See how it kind of separates it from the background? That's why I use this to make a little notch, the little hole. If you don't have one, what you can do is use your scissors and make a V. Basically, it's just a little cut so that you can separate the pocket from the background, so people know that it's a pocket, right? That there's going to be something in there, or there's a pocket that they can put something in there. Again, I'm going back with a distress tool and making it darker on the edges. If you don't have one, I already told you what you can use. It just, again, it helps it pop up from your background. See how that little line makes it, you can tell there's something on there, versus if I put something flat on there, right? There's a difference. That's what that's for. So now this project is done. This will be an embellishment for my design team project for That's Just Penny for October. So I'm going to put this aside. That project is done. Now this right here is a tag, right? It's a tag shape. So I'm going to take this lace. It's ruffled. Usually we put like ribbon sticking up. What I'm going to do with this, since it's ruffled, I'm just going to put it on the top and I'm going to glue it on there, so it's just going to be ruffly at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and use fabric tack. Glue so that it will stick that lace to the tag. But I got ahead of myself. Before I do that, I want to again, I don't think I need this anymore. Let's start cleaning up our area. I don't need this round thing anymore. I don't need the stylus anymore. I'm going to go ahead and distress. Remember how I made the edges darker, and that's why it's called distressing. You know, you're distressing the edges, making them look vintagey, making them look worn. Some people say it makes them look burnt. However you want to say it. I'm going to go around. It doesn't require a lot because, you know, as you can tell, this is brown. But the one in the back, you do want to go through it because, you know, the edges are white. But when I do this, it will be brown a little bit. And of course, it just helps it match the other pieces that are brown. If you ever have any questions on what I'm doing, what something's called, where you can buy something, where I got a certain item, who's That Just Penny is, who's Susie, who's Susie's Craftroom, I mean anything that I mention here that you have any questions, please feel free and ask me questions. I will get back to you. I promise I will get back to you. I will answer you. Just leave a question in the comment area or your comment, and I'll get back to you. I like to know what you are thinking, if I'm explaining things correctly. If you will please make a comment on my lighting. I did turn on the flash from here. Like I said, I'm working with a new lighting system. However, I'm dealing with the glare because I have a bigger lamp now. So I'm trying to put this there to remind you what I'm doing, what I'm working with, but also to try to cover up the glare spot there. So then this will be a tag. Now I'm going to take my fabric tag, make a little line at the top. Really? Again? Oh man. My fabric tag has been getting gloopy, and I don't know why. I'm assuming it's because I think I have a pin in here. I'm assuming it's because I had a little bit of fabric tag in a bottle, and I've been cleaning slowly but surely, getting my area really organized and cleaning up and going through my items. And I had a bottle in one of the drawers, there we go, that had so much, like this much of the fabric tack glue in there, and I didn't want it to go to waste. So I put it in here and I kind of mixed it with my other one, and now it's gloopy. Like, see, it's not even runny, it's gloopy. And the tip gets clogged. The other day I had to put in some acetone to thin it out a little, and that worked, but now it's gloopy again. So I'm thinking that that glue was gloopy and I didn't check it. I just poured it in there, and so now I think when I get off this video I'm gonna have to add some more acetone in there. Okay, so see how it's roughly, so now I think, well, this is too wide for here, but let's, well, yeah, because I'll chop the bird's beak, or I'm going to leave so little of this gourd there that you won't be able to tell it's a gourd. But anyway, I'll make it work within my project. So the ruffle's going to stick up, and it's another way of adding something to the top of a tag, but that's not ribbon. And it'll lie flat. So that's that. That's project number 2. I am going to add some accents with my famous glitter glue that I love so much from Craftsmart. It's a brand from Michael's. They tell me that it is like Stickles. I don't know. I've never used Stickles before. All it does is give a little shimmer. Look at that flower right there. I put a little bit of shimmer on it, just a tad. And I really like to do that with certain things. I think I'm going to put it on the, oh yeah, on the little pine cones. There's like little elements of white on there, and you just want like a little element, decorative edge, something to catch your eye when you move them. And here on the gourd there's like a light, kind of light spot. They put like white on there. And so now with a little glare There you go. See how it just catches your eye? And so I'm going to put this aside so it can dry while I work on other things. And I'm going to do the same thing for this rose here. Although it's like vintage background, like browns and stuff like that, I like to put a little touch of sparkle here and there. You know, like I said, for it to catch your eye. And this is the same thing, or actually this one is by Studio G. Studio G, and it's a brand you can get at, I was going to say Walgreens, no, Michael's. They're $2 a bottle. They last forever because you're just giving it a little touch of sparkle here and there. And since there's white pieces in here, along with the red, I'm going to put both of them. On there. Somebody's here. And it just gives it a little sparkle. Let's see if I can get it. See how it just gives it a little bit of sparkle? Look. So I am going to put that over there and let it dry while I work on this one. I'm going to cover this up. While I work on the other one. First thing I am going to do is distress the edges. Now, I can do two things with this one. I can just leave it as like a long tag, and this is a perfect size here. And actually it'll look really nice because then the flowers, I can trim it here, and these flowers, which by the way, if anybody watching this video knows what kind of flower that is, let me know. I thought it was like a rosebud, but it's not, because this one's like down, and a rosebud doesn't have this piece that falls down, and then it seems like it's blooming, I guess, and it's standing up. So if anybody knows what that is called, I would appreciate you telling me. So I can leave it as a tag that goes in my pocket. However, that was not my thinking when I saw this. I was thinking it would make a great belly band or a side tuck, and I'll show you what I mean. As soon as I'm done here. So I'm again darkening the edges, distressing it, making it look burned, looking it look vintage. Depends who you ask and how they describe it. That's basically it. What I'm doing. And what I feel, or how I best describe when somebody asks me, well, what's the point of you putting that brown thing on there? And for me, the best thing, or how I like to describe it, is that it's a little element that separates it from the background. Just makes it pop just a little bit, so that it will I can't pronounce that word. I can't pronounce it. It will make it stand out from the background. So let me show you what I mean. And I'm going to take a tea-dyed paper that I have, or a vintage paper actually. This is vintage paper. Paper that has been sitting in, it was sitting in a warehouse forever. Gosh, for over 20 years. They don't know how long it was sitting there. And they let me have the whole box. And it looks tea-dyed. So let's say this is a journal page. What I was telling you is that I can make it into a belly band. So I can put it here, and I glue it here, and I glue it here, and it becomes a belly band. What's a belly band? It's just a band, right? That would be glued there and there. And you can tuck things in the background. It's just to hold things in there that way. Or I was also thinking I can use it as a side tuck. I can put it here on the side, and I would glue it on top of there, and top of here, oops, top of here, right here. So 3 sides, 1, 2, and 3. And then that would give me a side pocket or a side tuck where I would put this in like this and it would hold it in the pocket. It could be on this side or it could be on this side, which I think I like this side better because see how there's more graphics to this side than that side. So again, I would glue it 3 sides, make a pocket, 1, 2, and 3. And then you can tuck in whatever you like. Oh, I can't put that in there. Thank you, Jesus. I remembered it has that glitter glue. So we can put things in there and you can close it and your items would be secure there. So if I'm going to do a side tuck, it would work for what I'm going to do with it. Or if I want to do a belly band where we would glue it on the top and the bottom, it would also work. So put this back so you know which stitch kit I know I'm working with. Excuse me while I take a sip of my water. So I'm going to take that piece of ruffled lace. Let me see if I put it on there. Well, let's pretend I'm going to put it here. I want a side tuck. If I put this here, would it be too bulky? Let's find out. So I would tuck that, ready? I would tuck this behind here. I could put it here at the edge of a page and then all the lace would stick out, but I'm thinking it's too much lace, so maybe not. Let me see if I can find a trim that is thinner than that. I have a white one that I could possibly dye with that, like make it darker. Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, most definitely. You know why? Let me tell you. I can put this thing on the edge and that would stick out and it's not a lot and it's very flat. Or if I were to use it as a side tuck on this side, if I put it here, give me a second, let me think about what I want to do. This will stick out just a little bit from the outside. I wonder if it would be in my way if I do it on the side. If I want to tuck something in. Let's find out. So let's say it's there. And I want to tuck something in. Would it give me a hassle? Nope, because it would be tied down. Yep, I like that. Alrighty then. Again, got stuffed up. What did I do with the pen? Did I throw it back in there? I probably did. No, I didn't. Oh, it's over there. Found it. So I'm at 29 minutes and I started at 3. So 29 minus 3 or 30 minus 3 is 27. So yeah, I might just make it. Okay. Really? Well, I may not make it. You know why? Because this thing, where did it go? Oh, the paper fell. Oh, there it is. under my table and I can't bend over and get it. So I'm going to be using my monkey toes. My husband would say that. Oh, just use your monkey toes. So yeah, full disclosure, I have monkey toes. Well, we all do. Meaning that if you try hard enough, you can use them as fingers to grab things and grab things from the floor. So you avoid bending over. Monkey toes. Okay. So then here, I'm going to leave it. There we go. And when, I know I got this lace from Rose Alcala here on YouTube. I bought it from her. And that was specifically why I bought it from her. Because it has this little edge right here. And I thought it would be great, like when I'm using it, as I'm using it now. Because all this, of course, I have to go back and making sure everything sticks. It's going to help the item slide in. Instead of you having, ready? You having a thin lace and it's right at the edge, so every time that you're sliding things in and out, it's moving that trim, fabric tack will hold it securely, but you know, it has the perpetual danger of it falling, you know, eventually falling off if it's a very thin trim and it's right at the edge. So now it's adhered with all that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with the glitter glue. If I hurry and put little accents here and there, you know, to catch your eye. A little bit of red on the red flower. And it's not really thick. I put a very thin layer because all I want is for your eye to be drawn there, because depending on where you move it, you see the little sparkle. So that is my alphabet challenge, letter A, using animals. Where are the animals? There's a dragonfly right there. There's a snail.